Welcome back everybody to Boats vs. Haulover, where me and a machine take on Mother Nature down at Haulover Inlet in Miami, Florida, but today we're going to do something just a little bit different. We've moved into July. The summer's in full swing and the year is a little more than halfway through. And I figured what better way to celebrate that than with a mid-year recap of the top 10 moments we've seen at the inlet so far here in 2022. And let's be honest, so far 2022 has not disappointed. So many new boaters out in the marketplace, we've seen lots of wild things. So get ready to hang on, buckle up, and hopefully you stay dry, unlike a lot of the people we'll see in this episode. But let's go ahead and get the show started, and we're going to start off at number 10. Our first boater to make the top 10 of 2022 so far this year is going to be a Midnight Express coming out of Haulover Inlet. Now there's several things going on here that make this land on the list for me. One, our captain's not really paying attention. He's looking down, texting, and just letting Haulover do its thing to this boat, which means he's also not paying attention to what he's doing with the vessel as he's coming out. But two, I don't see any registration numbers, no names, nothing to indicate anything other than the fact that this boat is probably a brand spanking new boat, and this captain is making a delivery of this vessel to its new owner, and what better way to make a delivery than to go ahead and christen it with the free Haulover decorants on its first time out. Now of course our captain does figure out his problem right after this. He kind of lays into the throttles just a little bit, gets the boat up on plane, and hopefully gets this safely to his delivery destination without any more issues. But this aired, so probably the person who owns this boat saw this vessel's first christening sometime after he took delivery. That's going to take us to number 9 on our list, which is going to be a 24-foot YAMAHA jet boat making its way out of Haulover Inlet. In some of these situations anymore, if you've watched the channels enough, you can just read up front what's going to happen. They've loaded the bow on a vessel that already has a low freeboard, and this crew's going to take a pounding as they're making their way out of the inlet, and of course they're going to take a free Haulover decorants as well. Now fortunately for this crew, everybody makes it through this scene without any injury, and of course that's something we can't say for everybody who's going to be on this list. But really here, just the girls getting a little wet, having a few screams and a little fun, and this crew winds up making it out the inlet okay, other than everybody getting wet. That's going to take us to number 8 on our list, which is a little bit different than some of the things we've seen already. This is one of the rougher days we've seen at Haulover, but this Sea Ray decides he didn't care and he was going to full send it straight out the inlet anyway. These guys nailed the throttle and were just letting it ride. Now don't get me wrong, you do something like that on a rough day, Haulover will smack you back down, as we can see here, and this crew gets knocked off a plane and winds up taking it a little easier after that. One of the biggest things for me was just the surprise of a Sea Ray doing this. Typically if it was a Nortec or a CV or maybe a Freeman or Invincible, we would expect it, but we don't see a whole lot of Sea Rays come out here trying to send it in these type of conditions. This will bring us to number 7 on our list, which is a vessel that you kind of would expect to see try and send it out of Haulover Inlet, which is going to be a cigarette Top Gun. But here this crew decided they were going to go ahead and take it easy on their way out. Now if you've watched this channel long enough, you've probably already learned the lesson that just because you're going to try and take it easy on the way out doesn't mean the inlet's going to take it easy on you. And these guys wind up stuffing the bow on this big cigarette multiple times and getting absolutely soaked as they try and work their way out of Haulover. Quickly our captain figures it out after this as well that he's got to get up on the throttle a little bit here. This boat has more than enough to be able to take on Haulover even in these conditions, but these guys just let Haulover take advantage of them by not getting on the throttle. Now this may seem bad enough all in itself to land this crew in number 7 on our list for the top moments for 2022, but these guys were not done. They made the infamous Haulover U-turn, and let's just say the return back into the inlet didn't fare any better for this crew than the way out did. If there was 1 ounce of this crew dry before this, well, that's gone, and this crew is absolutely drenched now. This is going to bring us to number 6 on our list, which is going to be a large scout making its way out of Haulover Inlet on what was probably one of the roughest days we recorded so far in 2022 at Haulover. This crew has the boat up on plane and they're working their way out of the inlet. This one's a little different than some of the other ones we've seen. This is a massive boat. It really would take a lot to get this boat into trouble, but here you can see they're sending it and boom, they're going to take a couple big smacks and have to get off a plane. They don't actually wind up stuffing this vessel, but I'll tell you what, These are big seas, and this crew takes an absolute pounding as they're trying to make their way out of Haulover, and one of the most impressive parts of this is the fact that they don't stuff it. We only caught a few boats even attempting to go out on this day, and this was the only one we saw come out of the inlet that didn't stuff it. Don't worry, there are other boats from this day that make this list. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Boats vs. Haulover. We still have the top 5 to go, and it will be in the next episode we air. I hope you enjoyed this one, though. If you did, please check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of great things down at Haulover Inlet. My channel, Broncos Guru, does some great comedy boating videos there as well. And of course, we've got the Miami Boat Ramps channel that focuses on all the hilarity that happens at the boat ramps in South Florida. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.